Summer is in full swing and I am taking full advantage. In the first week of July, my dad took our family to a resort in Cancun, and I thought this was a perfect opportunity to lie on the beach and read all day. I managed to capture a little footage in between all the lounging, and I wanted to take you along for the trip with me, so here's what I read while I was in Cancun. Before leaving, I loaded my waterproof Kobo Libra 2 with a bunch of reading options. On the 4-hour plane ride to Mexico, I decided to read a fast-paced thriller recommended by Destiny Sidwell as a good summer vacation read. That book was The House Across the Lake by Riley Sagar. I read almost the entire book on the plane. It is that quick and engaging. It's about an alcoholic actor who is hiding out at her family's lake house. An ex-supermodel moves in across the lake with her tech billionaire husband, and the actor is convinced that that man is trying to kill his wife. I did not see the twist coming, but I don't think there is any possible way you could see the twist coming, so don't take that as necessarily a positive point for the book. But yeah, it was propulsive. I'd recommend it if you just want a fluffy thriller to melt into on a plane for 4 hours.
Made it to the resort. On the plane ride here, I read Riley Sagar's book, The House Across the Lake, I think it's called. It was pretty good. I finished it in my room, and now I'm down at the beach, going to start a tale for the time being.
On the second day of vacation, we went to an excursion to Isla Mujeres. On the way there, we took a little snorkeling tour where we saw underwater sculptures and lots of cute fish. On the island, I got to drive a golf cart all the way to the southern tip of the island. The wheels weren't aligned and the parking brake didn't work, so we had to put a rock behind the tires when we got off to do some sightseeing, but it was super fun. We also ate tacos and went shopping, but I didn't buy anything, not even a book, at this little used bookshop, because there's so much humidity there that softcover books just get really warped and their covers go all bubbly, so I destroyed all of the books that I happened to bring on this trip. On the way back to the resort, I started reading Red Mars by Kim Stanley Robinson because people always seem to comment on my videos that they are excited for me to read his books, and I only got through 10 pages, but they were very promising. I was immediately impressed by Kim Stanley Robinson's ability to introduce the scientific and political actors and stakes of the world in a really natural and approachable way. That said, I did not pick this book up again for the rest of the trip.
Day 3 of vacation. I'm sitting down by the beach reading a tale for the time being. It's so hot. I'm sweating. I've got the book on my lap and it's getting wet just from sweat. But it's beautiful and lovely.
The second book that I fully finished on vacation was A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki. This was the perfect vacation book if you're looking for something literary. It is told from alternating perspectives. The main perspective is that of Ruth, who is a novelist trying to write her memoir when she finds a journal wash up on the shores of British Columbia where she lives. The journal is the second perspective, and it's written by a teenage Japanese girl named Now. This book was about writing, stories, quantum entanglement, how to find contentment in life, meditation, family, and so much more. It made me feel very calm and creative, so if you're looking for that kind of energy in your life, definitely pick this one up.
A quick update for you to say that I finished A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki. There was one sentence actually where she mentions form and emptiness, and now I'm getting very excited to read her next book because I absolutely adored A Tale for the Time Being. And there was a lot in it about writing. Like, writing itself was like a motif throughout the text. And it made me want to write, so it's my last day on vacation, and I think I'm going to pull my iPad out and do some writing of my own and see what comes out of me.
On the last night of vacation, we stayed up late and watched giant turtles climb out of the ocean and onto the shore to lay their eggs. The turtles make a deep hole in the sand on the beach, and as they lay eggs, security come out and pull out the eggs into buckets and then bury them in these little conservation areas next to the resort buildings. Other highlights of the trip included running along the beach and the burlesque show the resort put on our final night there. On the bus and plane ride home, I read Ali Nolan's Master the Marathon because I ran my first marathon in June of this year and I am excited to train even harder for the next one. However, I can't quite recommend this book. It does have everything you should think about in one single text, but it doesn't go in depth on anything, and although it claims to be a woman-specific plan, it had almost nothing unique to women's training except half a page called Empower Your Vagina. I'd say it's best for the extreme beginner who is also a little bit afraid to get started with running. That said, since I got the book as a gift anyway, I'm working through her suggested exercises and they are really helping my running technique. Now I'm home and finishing off the audiobook for Elliot Page's memoir Page Boy, which I started before leaving and is very good. What are you reading this summer holiday? What else should I read?